Hello everyone, I'm going to go over how to set up the XMT 350 to weld MIG. So normally it's set up for stick welding, but we need to do a couple things to switch over some leads so that we can run that MIG wire. So one good thing is that we don't have to change polarity. We're going to be welding wire on DC positive. So this negative lead right here should stay plugged in because that's going to be for our ground. What we do need to change though is we got to change the lead from SMAW, and it's upside down, but here it says SMAW. So we would want this lead plugged in if we were running stick, but we're not running stick. We're going to run MIG, so we need to plug in this lead here that says MIG, MIG. So once we do that, that's going to make our gun positive now, and the gun is right over here. So next what we got to do, we're going to go ahead and power up the machine and lift that cover down. So turn the machine on. If you look up here, we've got different options. So right now it's set to stick, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to switch it over to MIG. So MIG right there. And what that's going to do is allow us to power up this SA22 wire feeder. S22A, I should say. So once we plug in, turn the switch to MIG, we're good to go. Now what we can do is we can come over here and test our gun. So I'm going to squeeze the gun, and you'll notice wire come out. The wire's paying out, so everything's working good so far. Now what we got to do is we got to set the gas. And what we're going to do is we're going to open up this valve right here. So this is all we're ever going to open and close. With that, we should have gas flowing. And now we need to make sure that we have our bubble at the top of that dial right here. So there's a couple different ways of doing that. I don't have two hands, so I can't do it with two hands, but there's a purge button here. So if I hit that purge button, what it'll do is it'll feed gas. So by hitting that right there, it's feeding gas, even though you can't see it on the ball valve. So another option we have, or what we can do, is we can squeeze the trigger here and notice where the ball valve is at. So right there, I didn't adjust it, and that's how we should walk up every day. So that ball valve should be at the top piece of tape. So you want that top of the ball to the top of this tape line right here. And then from there, we're good to go. If that ball wasn't at the top here, you would adjust it by that knob right there. So that's how to set up the XMT 350 to run MIG. As far as settings, what I like to go with is around 18 volts, 18 and a half volts. Go with 18 and a half volts. And so we adjust that here to 18.5. And then I go with the wire feed speed of about 45 to 250. That'll get you ballpark. From there you can dial it in. Next, what I want to do is show you guys where the material is at. So if you leave the booth and you travel down this way, there's going to be a bucket of it's about 1/8 inch material. And you'll notice that some of this material is slightly rusted, but that's okay because the wire that we're running, which is ER70S-6, is good to run for material that's slightly rusted. So this is going to work out fine. As far as the joints we're going to be welding, I'm not going to do a demo, but I am going to just prop things up to show you how they should be welded. So we're going to be running a bunch of T-joints. So we want to attack our material in T-joint fashion. We're going to do that, and we're also going to run lap joints. So this is a lap joint here. Put it attack it together like that. And then we're also going to be doing some vertical butt joints. So we're going to attack them together with about a 1/16 of an inch opening, or gap, root opening. So once we tack that together with the 16th root opening, we're going to tack it on our arm here, and weld it vertical down. Vertical down, you're going to have that gun pointed slightly up at about a 45-degree angle. The next joint that we're going to do is the T-joint. We're going to tack the T-joint up like we normally would, and we're also going to tack that to that arm. Let's get a hold here. We're going to tack it to the arm and weld this vertical down also. Alright, this guy doesn't want to stay. We got it. Alright, so we're going to tack this to the arm here, adjust the arm to the height we want, and again we're going to hold that gun at a 45-degree angle up and then run that downhill. So 45-degree angle up should be right about here. So it's an upward angle, and we're going to travel vertical down to make that weld. And that's basically it as far as the weld joints. We really don't need to be doing outside corner joints, but if you want to do a couple, you can. So that's the material, that's the machine setup. We also want to make sure that we have wire, you know, while we're welding. You run out, let me know. We'll go ahead and replace it. And let me show you the shutdown. So again, the shutdown, we're just going to reverse everything. You want to take out this MIG lead here and switch that out. We want to put this, let me go in the right booth. Okay, so we want to unplug this MIG lead, plug in the SMAW lead that we had when we walked in. We want to switch this guy back to stick, and then obviously turn off the machine, and then we want to come over here to our shut-off valve, and we want to shut this off. So shut-off valve here. We don't touch this valve here. We want this guy permanently set, and that's it.